Good to see you, Bishop. Tomorrow, Saturday, you're going to be ordaining 10 men to the priesthood here in the diocese. Another pretty good sized class. Right?
Very good. Last year was, 12?
Yeah.
And this year 10. So it's excellent because we do need every one of them. We'll all be assigned to work in the diocese, and that we really need young blood. Most of them are very young, thank God, and they have a long service career before them as priests serving in the diocese.
Now you say most of them are young, but several of them are older men who have decided they've done other things, and in a sense were always heard the call of priesthood, but resisted for one reason or another.
Right, this happens today. There are people that come a little bit later. When I was ordained, everybody was young. They came out of high school, went to college, and very seldom was anybody older than 28, 29. They were the old guys. But then we did have some older people too at that time. So, but now it's the median age is somewhere in the 30s. So we do see it coming younger.
And the ethnic backgrounds of the men, they seem to reflect what the population is here in the diocese?
We're fortunate, that's true. 2 are born outside our country, one from Poland, one from Colombia, but the rest of them are all American born. So that's a good thing for our diocese. Our diocese is very ethnic, so they do represent the ethnic populations of the diocese, and second generation, some of the first generation. So they do reflect what we need.
Now you have these Project Andrew dinners with young men who are thinking of priesthood, and several of these men have said that they went to those, and that's where they first got the ideas. What is it that you say to young men when they come and they sit down, they have dinner with you?
More or less a witness. They want to know how you came to get to the priesthood. You know, what was your life? Why did you become a priest? Basic things like that. How does it work? What do they need to do? There's that desire there. They wouldn't be at the meeting if they didn't have some kind of an inkling that they might be priests. And here we have the witness of the younger seminarians, some priests that are there. They will give their story, their vocation story. It's witness. The key thing is witness. That's what convinces people.
We've had several large classes now, as we mentioned before. But what's the future like? What's the prognosis for the future? Are the classes going to be just as big?
Well, around that, I think we still be 8, 9. For the next several years. So we keep working on it. We can't project out too far. We don't know. But right now in the pipeline, we could see that we're still going to be having substantial numbers ordained every year. Wish it was double that, but that's what we have.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, a couple of these men actually went to the minor seminary, Cathedral Prep, and then there were a couple of them who went to John Paul II House of Discernment. So the different types of reaching out, the different types of paths to the priesthood seems to be working here.
Right, that's true. We want to have as many opportunities for people to get engaged with considering priesthood as possible. Some in high school, some would be living in our house of discernment for up to 2 years, coming from different backgrounds. Maybe they're working, maybe they're going to school, trying to make a decision. We give as many opportunities as possible.
And we had a seminary reformation a couple of years ago where all the men now go up to St. Joseph's.
Well, almost everyone. We still have
right.
people other places depending on the individual needs.
Yeah.
So we concentrate our attention on St. Joseph's. Most of our men are there, and we maintain the college house of formation at Douglaston. So we have a balance there.
I guess at least one of these went to the seminary up in Massachusetts for
That's
delayed
right.
vocations, right? What is that place like? Are you familiar with that place?
Yes, I've been there in the past. It's basically for men who have a second career in many ways, more professional people, not just older, but because they've had a business career. We have another fellow up there who was a social worker and now coming to understand priesthood better. The doctors, there's lawyers, there's all kinds of people, professional people that usually later on in life come to understand they have a vocation, and so the atmosphere is different. It's more mature. It's geared towards men that are a bit older.
And out in Orchard Lake, we have the Polish seminary out there, and they've been helping out. They said
they do. We get 1 or 2 a year, usually from Orchard Lake, and the process is that they stay in Poland for a 2-year period of discernment, and they go to get their philosophy degree, and then they come here for theology. So there's a process that screens them and that prepares them. Our own diocese, we're very fortunate. We just have an auxiliary bishop who's Polish, but we have 22 parishes where there's Polish Mass. So we have a need for Polish-speaking people and priests. So that's why we're taking them. But they serve in other parishes also. They speak English, some of them very well. So we need to meet those needs.
Good. Bishop, enjoy the ceremony tomorrow, and thanks for being with us.